How to deal with a downswing in poker. Now this is perfect timing because I'm currently on a massive downswing, guys. I'm on a huge downswing. And I will tell you from firsthand experience, there's just no way, in my opinion, to take the pain to zero on this one, okay? So hear me out. You might be on a downswing when watching this. You might not be on a downswing, but you remember your last downswing and you want to be prepared for the upcoming downswing that's inevitable in poker. You're going to go on downswings. It's just the way poker works. I'm going to tell you how I deal with it and how I think you should deal with it. First thing is, you have to accept the fact that poker has a lot of variance. You're going to go on downswings. You have to, you must, because it's just the way the game works. As much as it sucks and it's just painful, everyone that's been through like a really bad downswing knows, especially when you're in the midst of it. You're in the midst of a session and you're just losing every game. It's just like that desperation tilt comes up and you're just like, this sucks. Like, I hate this feeling. And I get it because I've been there and I continue to go there. This last weekend was the worst 3-day stretch of poker I've ever played in my life. I literally just went through it. And I remember during the sessions, I was just like, the amount of emotional pain that comes up when you're just getting crushed over and over again is sometimes just overwhelming to deal with. So just realize that if you are feeling terrible, if you are feeling those negative emotions while you're playing, even after you're playing, that's completely natural. And it's okay to feel that way. You're not wrong for feeling that way. That's just what it is. You're a human being. You have emotions. You're going to feel that. It's not going to be fun. Okay, downswings are not a blast. But now let's get into some things you can do mentally to help yourself with the downswing, let's call it. Okay, so for me personally, every single time I think back on my life and my career through poker, when I was downswinging, my downswings used to be a lot worse, okay? I'll tell you guys a little story. So obviously I mentioned I've been playing poker for 15 years. When I was in my first 5 years of playing poker, downswings were like, oh my God. If I could just explain to you guys how brutal my downswings were, not because of the amount. Like I said, I've been going on bigger downswings recently because I'm playing higher stakes games and very swingy games. But just because when I was in my young 20s, mid 20s, even late 20s, even through some of my early 30s, okay? I'm 37 right now, but a lot of my poker career, I would just feel so bad until I was at the peak again and I was out of the downswing. I wouldn't allow myself to even feel good or even neutral, right? Because it just hurts so much. And now I'm a lot older and I do a lot of reflecting. And I think back on those times, and the reason why it hurts so badly is because poker was my entire life. It was my entire existence. It was the only reason I was doing anything. All I would do is eat, sleep, and breathe poker. That's all I did. Literally nothing else. I would say no to going out with my friends. I would say no to anything that came up, really. All I want to do is play poker, especially if I was downswinging. I was like, I need to get out of this downswing. I have to get out of this downswing. I'll do anything it takes. And I kept playing and kept playing. And here's the problem with that. If poker is basically the only thing you have going on in your life, the downswings are going to hurt and they're going to be magnified and you're going to feel them terribly. Let's fast forward to how I deal with downswings these days so we can compare a little bit. Now, like I mentioned before, it still hurts. It still sucks. I hate downswings. I hate everything about them. I hate dealing with them, but it's just, you have to do it, right? So what the difference is now, I still feel just probably similar as bad in game while I'm getting crushed. I feel like that initial emotion, you can't really cut it off. You're going to feel bad if you just get crushed. Like you're just losing every pot. I don't care what game format you're playing. Like if you just get crushed and you're losing every flip and just everything's going wrong, it's not going to feel good, okay? So I'm not talking about changing that feeling. But now, these days, what I do is that feeling of a downswing. I have a terrible feeling in game, and then maybe that night I still kind of feel bad. Maybe the next day I'll remember like, oh, damn, I'm on that downswing. This still kind of sucks. But I'm able to neutralize it and get back to just feeling normal again. Like this is me right now. I'm on the biggest the second biggest downswing of my career and the worst 3-day stretch of poker I've ever had in my life. The reason why I'm able to deal with this and how you can too is what I call life buckets, okay? So I have other things going on in my life, very simply put, okay? I'm going to the gym all the time. I'm trying to get stronger. I'm trying to lift more weights, okay? That's one thing. I'm trying to get, better in my relationship with my girlfriend. That's another thing. Trying to have some kind of social life, trying to go on vacations. You want to have other things going on in your life. You want to have other goals, right? So let's say, for example, going back to my story from, let's say, 10 years ago, when poker was like 90% of like my emotional like life buckets, let's call it. And now let's say it's more like maybe 20 or 25%. I'm also focusing on like my goals to get better sleep. I'm doing different like things to get better sleep and stuff like that. So I'm diversifying my goals and where I draw my positive emotions from. So let's say if poker goes terribly, right? Let's say I have a massive losing session, a massive losing week, a massive losing month, whatever it is. Everything's going terribly. The cool thing is, feel that pain in game, like we were talking about, but then that night and the next day, I can slowly begin to start diverting my focus and really just focusing on the other areas of my life. Oh, I'm getting stronger at the gym though. I'm actually improving my sleep. I'm doing different things to improve my sleep, right? I'm doing this other stuff. I've got my eyes on this other goal that I have. So you have other things going on in your life. Oh, at least I'm still going out with my friends this Friday night, or at least I still have this vacation plan in a month, whatever. It could be anything, right? As long as you have other goals and other things that you're basically pulling positive emotions out of, right? If poker is all you do, you eat, sleep, and breathe poker, like I used to do for many, many, many years, it is emotionally exhausting, guys. It is emotionally draining. If you do want to go into that mode, which honestly, I don't not recommend doing that, because that's what I did for, I want to say like almost 10 years. All I did was eat, sleep, and breathe poker. But if you do go into that mode where you're like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to feel those negative emotions and I'm going to play 70 or 80 hours a week, whatever the downswings are. Emotional pain is not going to kill me. I'm going for it. I'm trying to get ahead. And you have that mindset, I'd say, do what you have to do, but go into that knowing that you will feel emotional pain. It's going to hurt. It's not going to be fun. Downswings are going to be so painful because you have nothing else going on, and you're going to bed that night and all you're doing is ruminating. Oh my God, there was this hand. Maybe I misplayed it. Maybe I didn't misplay it. It doesn't matter. It still feels terrible. How do I get rid of this terrible feeling? You wake up the next day, you're playing, you're like, oh man, things are going bad again. You have to realize this is the journey that you chose. And with poker, if you're like just a regular part-time player, like 20 hours a week, or even if you're a regular full-time player, like 40 hours a week, make sure you have other things going on in your life, okay? Make sure you have that buckets. Doesn't matter what it is. Like for me, it's, my relationship, the gym, improving my sleep quality, planning things for the future like vacations. Just having exciting things that you can look forward to that you can pull positive emotion from. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't ever think you're going to get to the point where you're going to completely become a robot and you're not going to feel negative emotions when you're on a downswing or when things are going poorly. Even if you're not on a downswing and you just have like a really bad session, you're going to feel that, guys. You're a human. The only thing you can do, and this is my opinion after 15 years of playing poker for a living, maybe more actually, I'm underestimating it. It could be like 17, 18 years. I've been playing for the majority of my life, okay? Because like I said, in game, you're not going to be able to stop that emotion that comes up. You're a human being, you're losing money. That's just a natural instinct. It just comes up, you feel bad. That's what it is. The only thing you can do is shorten that feeling of feeling bad. I used to feel bad sometimes for weeks and months on a downswing, okay? If I was downswinging for a long period of time, I would just feel bad the entire time. Now, I basically just, depends how bad the downswing is. Sometimes I carry it with me for like a day or two. Most of the time, it's like after the session, like an hour after the session, I'll put on some TV, I'll watch some TV, and I'm fine. It's totally good. It's shortening that time where it negatively affects your life in that night or the coming days or whatever. That's all you can do is improve your ability to do that, guys. If you guys have any questions, if you have any feedback, if you have any questions specifically on what videos you want me to make next, then please leave them in the comment section. I'll take a look at every single comment, and if there's some interesting idea, especially if there's one that a lot of you guys want to see, I would love to make a video on that. I'm going to be making more videos like this from now on. So it's going to be more just general poker based, mindset based. So anything you guys want to see, literally any topic at all, it could be mindset, it could be a specific poker thing. Let me know and I will continue to make these videos. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.